God bless you. I wanted to come and speak to you, the viewing audience, one more time about the carnival. Many of you have already seen the commercial that I made, which expressed my concern that information I had been given last year concerning what will be different about the Bermuda celebration this year, that I had heard little to nothing with regards to the educational aspect of the Bermuda Day celebrations. Let me say that I appreciate the fact that the organizer, one of the main organizers of the carnival, reached out to me. We communicated via inbox, and he certainly let me know that while they had not done everything that they desired to do as per Bermudianizing this carnival, that they had made inroads and that they will do better next year. Well, we communicated, and what he understands, and I think most of you understand, is that I won't accept compromise. In other words, have you heard that saying, a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down? Of course, that can be taken in a very positive manner. My concern is that the organizers of the carnival, their main goal is to build up the carnival. And he's absolutely communicated to me that it will get bigger and bigger each year. And that the actual spoonful of sugar is increasing the bits of education about Bermuda and Bermudians, but the focus is increasing the carnival. Now, I am not a person when it comes to right and wrong to compromise. This is not a compromising topic or situation, because as I've communicated to you on previous occasions, that the carnival atmosphere, which is not Bermudian, it's not the Bermudian culture. I confess it's the culture of many who have come into our beautiful island, but it is not our culture. I wonder, can we just go to America, go to another place, and on their holiday introduce Bermuda and make it about Bermuda? I don't think so. But we're quick to do that in Bermuda. And to those of you who are really thinking, I want you to consider this, that on one hand, we complain about immigration and immigration status and pathway to status. And then on the other hand, we embrace an outside culture because it makes us feel good. It's the drinking, it's the dancing, it's the partying. I said this last year, and I will reiterate it again, that while many of us are asleep, that while many of us are partying, there are people in offices making decisions which will impact upon our lives. This year in particular, I'm very concerned that the carnival has literally opened up the gate to a park so that the little children or the younger people can enjoy the carnival experience. Why are we so easily led and influenced to begin training our children in a way that their grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents in some cases were never exposed to in the island of Bermuda? And if you can't go back 3 and 4 generations and see that it was being done and that was our culture, then it's not our culture. It's something new that's catchy, certainly catchy. It's music, it has a beat. And you know what? Music does something. It soothes the savage beast. It makes things better. It's a chilling thing. You relax from the stresses of the day. And so it's very easy to influence a people via music. And my greatest concern, and I'll continue to speak to, is that we have a population of children, and maybe even older children, preteens and teens. Their struggle is going to be real, is real. And we need to be sober in Bermuda. We need to be serious in understanding what the real fight is. Carnival, good, wonderful cultural experience. Trinidad and Tobago, I don't know many of the other islands, and they're beautiful. The costumes are exquisite, it's beautiful. That's one side of it. I have a friend who is Trinidadian, and she shared some information with me. There's always another side of everything. Why do we have to introduce something that's not Bermudian, train our children that it's their culture, and then 20 and 30 years down the road, as always, we're going to look back and wonder why the moral aspect of Bermuda has declined further and further. Parents, it's up to you. Certainly. At the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, in the middle of the day, it won't be about what I say. It will be about how you receive what I say and what you decide to do about it. So my concern remains the same. It cannot change. If I was concerned last year, well, I'm going to be concerned this year because we still got the carnival. And the carnival is still not our culture. It's a nice party and all. It's a nice session for those that are into it, but it's not our culture. And so, when are we really going to stand up for being Bermudian? People want to tell us we're not Bermudian. Take away our Bermudian culture. And we just, because it's a party, we embrace it. But I challenge you to do something different. Understand beyond the party aspect of it what's going on. Those of you who are listening and you're actually Christians, then certainly pray about it. Okay? The compromise, it's okay, it's not going to do anything. Be very careful. The enemy's spirit has always operated through visual influence and certainly through music. So I want you to give that some thought. This is my island home, and I love Bermuda tremendously, and will continue to speak. At least you know where I stand. That's my point. I'm always open to having conversations with individuals, communicating. I don't have a problem with that. I may not change your mind. You may not change my mind. But we're Bermudians. We can have a conversation. So once again, I'm communicating with you my concern. And it's my hope and prayer that in some way you understand so that you can digest what I'm saying and perhaps influence someone to making the right decision concerning should Bermuda be having a carnival as being the highlight of our Bermudian culture day. It's May, Heritage Month. While many have come from other islands and other places, that's no problem. We are a mixture of people that have come in and have naturally brought their culture. But because they have brought their culture, we didn't become their culture. No, they're proud of the culture, and they ought to be. Our Azorians, much to be proud of. And I wouldn't want them to take away their culture, or give it away, or take on our culture because it's not theirs. Those from Trinidad, the same thing. Hey, go for it. You all have been doing it for generations, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see what I'm saying? What about Bermuda? Do we get to keep who we are? Do we get to focus on gumbays? And I don't even follow gumbays like many of you. But is there a focus with our cultural department in increasing those numbers? Increasing the aspect of Bermudian children knowing about it? At least I remember that from being a child, being afraid of gumbays. Okay? So I'm saying that which is Bermudian, we need to big up. Now, I'm a Christian, so there are certain things I'm not going to do, but at least I know that's Bermudian history. That's Bermudian culture. And I want to challenge our leaders. Come on now. Bring it right. I think we settle for doing so much, and we get intimidated because we want to keep jobs. We want to keep portfolios, that we don't speak to things. And we're robbing Bermuda of who she is. I'm going to leave it there. I think I've said enough food for thought. And hey, it's a beautiful month, May. Continue to enjoy being Bermudian. I am proud to be a Bermudian. There's no place like this beautiful island. And so let's continue to certainly represent Bermuda in all that she is. Now, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Blessings abound. Lucifer fell from being the chief musician in God's presence to influencing others away from God by the use of music. How many well-known men and women lost their way as they followed the devil, the Pied Piper of pipes, out of the church doors and into the world of lights, cameras, and action. We must be aware and we must beware. Listen to the word of God. Matthew 7:13-14. Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow is the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. Proverbs 14:12. There is a way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good morals. Proverbs 12:26. The righteous is a guide to his neighbor, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. Matthew 22:29. But Jesus answered and said to them, You are mistaken, not understanding the scriptures nor the power of God. 2 Timothy 4:3-4. For the time will come, and they will not endure sound doctrine, but wanting to have their ears tickled, they will accumulate for themselves teachers in accordance with their own desires, and will turn away their ears from the truth, and will turn aside to myths. The word of the Lord.